first graders, welcome back to your TV classroom. Today is Monday, January 11th, and I hope you had a great weekend. Before we get going with our learning today, let's check in with our zones. How are you feeling today? What's your brain doing? What's your body doing? What are your feelings feeling? What zone are you in? I'm in the green zone. I am a little bit hungry because it's almost lunchtime, but I'm pretty much in the green zone. Can you share your feelings with your learning buddy or someone there at home? Great job. Now it's Monday, and Monday is the day where we look at a number and we find all the ways to make that number. Are you ready? Let's do it. So, today our number is 19. How can we make the number 19? Remember, you can use more than two numbers to make the number 19. You can think of one way, hold the finger, and another way, and another way, and another way. How can we make 19? Here's a way. 10 plus 9. Will that make 19? Yeah, it will. Can you think of another way to make 19? Oh, 10 plus 5 plus 4. Okay. Can you think of another way to make 19? 6 plus 6 plus 7. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 7 is 19. That works. What about 8 plus 8? What is 8 plus 8? The double, 16. How many more would I need to get to 19? 16, 17, 18, 19. 3 more. 8 plus 8 plus 3. There are lots of ways to make the number 19. If you can think of some more ways, make sure to send them in an email or a letter to the TV classroom. We would love to see it. Today, we are practicing using the Make 10 strategy to find an unknown number. But we're going to practice with some facts really quick first. What is 6 and 1 more? 7. What is 7 and 1 more? 8. What is 8 and 1 more? 9. What is 9 and 1 more? 10. What's 5 and 2 more? 7. What's 6 and 2 more? 8. What's 7 and 2 more? 9. What's 8 and 2 more? 10. Take a minute and look at those two columns. And what are you noticing? What do you notice? Yes, Rashid, why are you all the way over there? Let's move you right here. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. Rashid, what do you notice? All the sums are the same, but the add-ins are a little different. Let's look at that first one. 6 plus 1 is the same as 5 plus 2 because they both equal 7. Now look, if I have 6 and then I have 1 more, what happens if I take this over here and I put it here? Now I don't have 6 plus 1 anymore. Now I have 5 plus 2. We just moved 1 over. We still have the same amount, 7. We just made it into a different group configuration. I wonder if that's true for the rest of them. Let's look. Can you get out your counters? Get out your counters. Mr. Kevin, we're going to do it right here on the whiteboard if you want to show the whiteboard. We're going to do the 7 plus 1 and the 6 plus 2. Here's my 7. 7 plus 1. We're trying to figure out if it's the same as 6 plus 2. So I'm going to make this 2. How do I make this 2? Yeah, now I have 2 here, right? Look, 6 plus 2. They both make 8. What if I do 8 plus 1 and I move 1 over here? Do I still have 9? Mm-hmm. But now I have 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. I'm just moving it over. It doesn't change how many are on my board, does it? Did I put any more on? No. Did we take any off? No, we just changed where this one is. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. So our first problem today is 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6. How might we build that on our whiteboard? 7 plus 6. Let's write it. 7 plus 6 equals, we're trying to make a 10. So here I go. I'm going to build 7 with my red. And then I'm going to build 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to move it down so I can do some writing here. 5, 6. Does anyone see how I could make this 10? What can I move from the 6 to the 7 to fill this in and make 10? So I've got my 6, and I'm going to move some of it. How much should I move? Well, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many yellows did we move? 3. And how many yellows are left? 3. We took 6 and we split it into 3 and 3. Now, when we did that, now we have a group of 10. It's right here. It's the 7 we started with and 3 of the 6. Now we have 10 and 3 more. What is 10 plus 3? 10 plus 3 equals 13. So what is 7 plus 6? It's 13. Did I add any more? Nope. Did I take any off? Nope. I just split them and moved them over so I could make a 10 and count the extras. So 7 plus 6 is 13. Okay. Mr. Kevin, we're going to do the next one on the PowerPoint. Now we're going to practice writing it. So you're going to write on your whiteboard, and I'm going to write here on the PowerPoint. We may draw. Drawing's really helpful when we do these problems. So the problem is 9 plus 4. So what should I write in this first box? What do you think? Yeah, 9. That's my first added. Oh, it's on eraser. That's not going to work. 9 plus 4. So when I do these problems and I'm drawing, I like to do circles and X's. So I keep track of which ones are going where. So I'm going to do 9 circles. We're going to do 5 on the top and 4 on the bottom, because when we put it in a tens frame, it gives us an idea of how many more we need. And then I'm going to do 4 X's. Now, how many X's do I need to move to make this a group of 10? Yeah, just 1. So I'm going to squiggle it out here because it's not going to be there anymore. And I'm going to point an arrow and I'm going to put it right here. So of the 4, how many did I move? I moved 1. And how many are left? 3, because 1 and 3 make 4, right? Right. So now I don't have 9 plus 4. Now what do I have? 10 plus 3. Look, 10 plus 3. And what is 10 plus 3? It's 13. So 9 plus 4 is 13. I want you to see if you can figure out which equation is true. 8 plus 6. I want you to do all the work we just did, build the 8 and the 6, Move some over and tell me, do you end up with 10 plus 5 or 10 plus 4? Ready? And go. Okay, friends, if I have 8 plus 6, I'm going to have 8, and I'm going to have 6. How many spots do I have open? 2. So these 2 are going to go up here, and they're not here anymore. So now I have a group of 10. That's with 2 right here, my group of 10, and 4 left over. So which equation would we circle? 10 plus 4. Very good. Let's go on to the next problem. 8 plus 4. What does it equal? Go ahead and solve using the making 10 strategy. Okay, thinking about 8, how many of my 4 do I need to make 10? 8, 9, 10. I need 2 of them. If I've used 2 to make 10, how many are going to be left over? 2. I can just draw my 4 here and say 8, 9, 10. Those 2 are going to go and make my 10, and I have 2 left over. So 8 plus 4 is 12. Very good. 8 plus 4 is 12. Ta-da! Okay. 9 plus 7. Are you ready? Solve it on your own. See if you can do it. Ready? And go. Okay. Mr. Kevin, can you show my whiteboard, please? All right. 9 plus 7. How many from here do I need to put here to make this make 10? 1. So I don't have 7 here anymore. How many do I have? I have 6 here, and I moved 1 with the 9 to make the 10. So now I have 10 plus 6. What is 10 plus 6? Easy peasy, 16. So what is 9 plus 7? 16. All of a sudden, what problem that looked kind of hard isn't so hard. Let's do the next one together. 7 plus 5. Okay, write 7 plus 5 on your board. 7 plus 5. What am I going to do? I'm going to build 7. Okay, I've got my 7. Rashid, what do I do next? 5 yellows, because that's our other part or addend. Okay, so I've got my 7 and my 5. Pebble, I see it too. Pebble says, look, 3 right there. So I'm going to put my 3. And now I know my 5 is no longer a group of 5. I've split it up into 3 and 2. And what's going to go with the 7 to make 10? What do we put with the 7 to make 10? 3. So 10, and then 2 left over. What's 10 plus 2? 12. So what's 7 plus 5? 12. Excellent work. Okay, now we'll do one more. 8 plus 5. Wait a minute. If I know what 7 plus 5 is, then I think I can figure out 8 plus 5. What do you think? Because I would just need to put one more here. Now it's 8 plus 5. And I didn't use 3. I used 2 with 3 left over. So it's not 12, it's just one more. It's 13. Pretty cool, huh? All right, Mr. Kevin, let's go to our PowerPoint. Friends, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I want you on your whiteboard and with your counters to show how you can make a 10 to find 8 plus 6. You ready? I want to see the whole thing on your whiteboard. Ready? And go. Okay, before I show you my whiteboard, how did you make 10? What did you do? Tell me. Some people took 4 from the 8 and put it with the 6 to make 10. That would work. Some people took 2 from the 6 and put it with the 8 to make 10. That works too. Whichever way works for your brain, whichever way was quickest for you, is the best way for you. I'm going to show you how my brain worked. Are you ready? Take a look at my whiteboard. Did I make my 10 by taking from the 8 or by taking from the 6? What do you think, Rashid? Yeah, I took from the 6. I knew 8 and 2 was 10, and I knew that would leave me with 4 left out of my 6. So 10 plus 4 equals 14. So 8 plus 6 equals 14. Excellent job, first graders. Now, if we're doing this and you're still going, I'm still not understanding it, that is okay. That means you need to let your teacher know. So you're going to do the same problems we did today, but on your own, and see how you can do it without my help today. Okay? So you're going to do page 277 and 278 in your math workbook. Today, we practiced using the Make 10 strategy to find an unknown sum. We built models, we found the 10, we added the extra ones, and we solved the problem. Excellent job, first graders. This is something you're going to do a lot and a lot and a lot. So you're going to get more and more practice at making 10. Now, before you go, you need to make sure that you have your ELA packet, your pencil, and your learning buddy ready for your Learning with Miss Oslin. It's going to be your break time, so please take care of your needs and be back ready to learn for your ELA lesson. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Greetings, young adventurers. You will be going on a quest. It will be a dangerous quest, filled with obstacles and dangerous creatures. Should you make it to the end of each level, you will receive a coin. Find all 4 coins, and you will be crowned the champion and receive this prize. Good luck, young adventurers. Well, time for my nap. Good day, young adventurers, and good luck. Greetings, young adventurers! Congratulations on collecting all 4 coins. Well done! By completing this quest, you will now receive your prize! I hope to one day see you again for another adventure. Goodbye, young adventurers!
First graders, welcome back from your break. You did such a great job of gathering your materials, but all you really need is your learning buddy. So good practice for getting the other things. That's my fault. I apologize for making you gather extra materials. Let's get started. You'll remember that today and every day when we come together, your job is to listen, share, read, and write. You are a strong listener when you keep your eyes on the speaker, when you listen to the speaker, and when you think about the words or the questions that I'm asking. You will get opportunities to share. And when I have you do that, I do want you to share your ideas. I want you to talk about the book or the thinking or the feelings that we're talking about. And if you have someone in the room with you who's also going to be sharing, you have a wonderful opportunity to practice your strong listening skills also. We are going to be learning the importance of memory brain games. You'll remember that it's important to remember things, especially when we're at school and you're learning new things. You have to remember it in order to use it. And we're going to play a game to practice that with our brain today. And Mr. Kevin and Mrs. Wally are also going to play the game with us. So before we play the game, I want you to think about what is one strategy that you have learned and will use this week to remember things in school. Now, we haven't really learned any strategies yet, but think about what is the strategy that you will learn, that you're learning and will use this week to remember things in school. And that's going to be what you're going to write about at the end of our lesson, because when you write things, it helps you better remember them. Now, we have been learning about how to train your brain, and we do that in 3 ways. We focus, we stop and think, and we remember. So first is focus. Do this with me and say focus, self-focus. Focus, self-focus.
Focus.
Next, you stop and think. And you might actually do these motions with your hands. So let's practice doing that. Stop and think. I use this one when I know that I have a lot going on and I start to feel overwhelmed. And then I have a new job or task that I have to do. And I have to, okay, stop and think. And then I have to say to myself, remember. Like, remember to take your lunch with you. Focus. Stop and think. Remember to get your lunch. Those are 3 strategies that will help you remember. Now, let's do those again, because then we're going to play our game. Everybody ready? Here we go. Focus.
Focus.
Stop and think.
Stop and think.
Remember.
Remember.
Okay, this game we're going to play is I'm going to school and I'm going to take And Mrs. Oslin and Mr. Kevin and Mrs. Wally are going to play, and you at home. And this is how it goes. We'll go around and each one of us is going to say the line, I'm going to school and I'm going to take So I put a picture of Bernie here because that's a school that I know really well to remind you of what it's like when you go to school, because it might have been a while, or it has been a while. Think about, what do you take with you when you go to school? Take some think time. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to start and I'm going to say, I'm going to school and I'm going to take And you're going to use one of your memory strategies to remember what I said. Then Mr. Kevin is going to say the same thing. I'm going to school and I'm going to take And you need to remember in order. What did I say? What did Mr. Kevin say? And then it'll be Mrs. Wally's turn. She'll say, I'm going to school and I'm going to take And then you at home will get a chance to say your own line. And then we're going to see if we can all remember in order what everyone said. So focus.
Focus.
Stop and think.
Stop and think.
Remember.
Remember.
Okay, here I go. Remember what I said. I'm going to school and I'm going to take a book. Mr. Kevin.
I'm going to school and I'm going to take a book.
Am I saying something different or something the same?
You say whatever you're going to take.
I'm going to school and I'm going to take my lunch.
Okay, you at home, say, I'm going to school and I'm going to take Okay, now we're going to repeat what everyone said, starting with me. Everyone say it all together. Are we ready? I'm going to school and I'm going to take a book. Okay, Now, what did Mr. Kevin say? He said, I'm going to school and I'm going to take a book. Now, Mrs. Wally said, I'm going to school and I'm going to take my lunch. And then you at home said, I'm going to school and I'm going to take. Now, what strategy did you use to help you remember in order what we all are taking to school? I remembered to focus. I had to stop and think. I told myself to remember. And then as we were saying it, I pictured it in my mind. I pictured me with a book. I pictured Mr. Kevin with a book. And I pictured Mrs. Wally holding her lunch. Mr. Kevin, what did you do to help you remember what we all were taking to school?
I did the same thing.
Same
I
thing.
Pictured it in my mind.
Yeah.
I did something different.
What'd you do?
I looked at the person and I remembered what they said.
Oh, so Mrs. Wally looked at each person's face and kind of pictured Mrs. Oslin with a book, Mr. Kevin with a book, Mrs. Wally with her lunch, and you at home with your Very good, strong remembering strategies. We all also started by saying, focus. We stop and think. And we told ourselves, remember. Those are all really strong strategies to help you. Now, you think at home about what did you do to help yourself remember. Take some think time. Now turn and tell your learning buddy what you did to help you remember. Rashid, I pictured it in my mind like I was watching a movie. Pictured each person walking into Bernie carrying what they said they were going to take with them. Now, you might have had a different strategy. And as we've learned a lot from Mrs. Wally with math, that it's important for you to choose whatever strategy works best for you, because all of our brains work differently. And if you try my strategy and it doesn't work for you, then you won't be able to remember as well as you would if you tried your own strategy. Now, some other strategies that you can use are to tell yourself, remember. So let's practice. Okay, make sure you're focused. Are you focused? Stop and think. Remember. And I'm going to give you some directions. And I want you to follow my directions in the order I give them. So if you're going to picture it, if you're going to look at my face and watch my mouth move, and that's going to help you remember, maybe you're going to put a finger up for each thing I say and say it back. Whatever works best for you. Here are your directions. Find something around you to clean up. Do 5 safe jumping jacks. Come back and show active listening. Safely. Go. Do them in the right order. Go ahead. Ooh, some of us are almost back. Okay. Now, the directions were, pay close attention and think about, did you do them in the right order? Find something around you to clean up. Do 5 jumping jacks. Come back and show active listening. How did you remember those 3 steps in order? What did you do? Did you focus? Did you stop and think? Did you tell yourself, remember? Did you picture yourself doing it? Did you say it back, touching each finger? Those are all great strategies to help you remember. Today we learned the importance of memory brain games. So we played the game, I'm going to school and I'm going to take, to practice using good, strong strategies to help us remember things. Now think about what is one strategy that you learned that will help you this week to remember things in school, to help you remember some of your math strategies, to help you remember new snap words, to help you remember thinking about fictional texts. What are you going to do? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what your strategy is. You're also going to write this down so that you remember. Rashid, I am going to do two things this week. When I know that I'm hearing something that I need to remember, I'm going to make sure that I focus and stop and think about what it is that the person's telling me. Now remember, you might have a different strategy that you're going to try this week. You do whatever works best for your brain. Now for your independent work today, you are going to write about what it is that the strategy that you chose to help you remember things in school this week. Okay, think about what you're going to write. Think about how you will draw and write it. And then as always, try your best. And you can do this in your learning notebook. When you are done with that, you can send it to your teacher so they know what you're working on, or you can copy it, take a picture or scan it and ask your adult if they will send it to us here at our TV classroom. And we would love to share the strategies that you are using to help you remember things in school this week. And Mr. Kevin put our email address up right there, tvclassroom@tacoma.k12.wa.us. You could also, at the end of the show, our address comes up. You could put it in an envelope with a stamp and send it to us here at TV Classroom, and we will read all about the strategies that you are doing to help you remember. You're also going to continue rebuilding up your independent reading stamina, paying close attention to the characters in your books and the problems that they're facing, figuring out if your book is fiction, it's a story that came from the author and illustrator's imagination, or if it's a piece of nonfiction, which is something that you're meant to learn from. You're also going to practice reading a page on your word wall. You'll remember you can read your word wall loud like a monster, scary like a witch, squeaky like a mouse, whisper like a secret, or invent your own and let us know what you are doing to read your word wall. Also, continue tracking your reading goals and send this to your teachers so that they know how you're building up your reading stamina and you're paying close attention to whether or not you are focused. Now, first graders, this is our time where we have our affirmation, where we say positive things about ourselves to build up our confidence, ready to go complete our independent work today. And the affirmation that I want you to use is, I am a hard worker. You already worked really hard with Mrs. Wally and I today, and we thank you for that. And then as you are going off to do your independent work, remind yourself, I am a hard worker. Say that with me. I am a hard worker. Excellent job. Thank you so much for working so hard with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow in our TV classroom. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.